What's up, y'all? This is Frank Etheridge. I'm the editor of Electric City. And thank you for watching Electric City video. I'm here at the Twisted Skillet food truck with my friend and great man, Jerome Lawson. How are you?
I'm good, man. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. Yeah, Jerome and I was lucky enough to do an interview a few years back. But you're going to be one of the food trucks participating in the Uptown Food Truck Festival, which is on Saturday. And there's some big people coming in from Atlanta, everywhere else, Auburn, Drive-By Tacos, and Willie B's from Atlanta. Some pretty serious, well-known food trucks. But I was going to ask you, you've been on this corner for 2 or 3 years now. How did you develop your business? How did you get to where you are now?
Man, I always wanted to cook, but I didn't know exactly how I would kind of get in there, even though I had a plan. Coming from where I come from, you know, I just didn't see it being financially possible, but I knew I wanted it, you know, so I got hurt on the job, man, and when I got a settlement, it was like light. I was like, let me invest in, you know, what I really love to do, and as a result of that, I went and bought me a food trailer from McMurray's Furniture, I think, all the way up down Warren Spring. And I opened up on Hamilton Road. It was called the Big Dog at the time. And that lasted real short because I had went through a couple of things, you know, with the divorce and just a couple of bad things, you know what I'm saying? Things that kind of came between what I wanted to do. And as a result of that, I had to bag up. But it was a good thing that I went through those things because
it made you stronger.
It made me stronger, and it made me be more plan oriented. So as a result of being more plan oriented, you know, I still had my trailer because I owned it, and but I got hurt again on another job. I got a settlement and bought a box truck, transfer everything over to here, and that's how I pretty much got started from the settlement, man, from being hurt on the job, working for somebody. And you taking advantage of that to create opportunity for myself.
Takes money to make money, and
that's a true statement.
What I was going to ask you is what kind of challenges do you have as a food truck? You said you're going to be plane oriented, but like, how do you find your customers? Is it different from like a regular restaurant, or how's it?
It's not too much more difficult, but the platforms are different. You can have a big platform as a food truck, but still it's a different platform because you're not brick and mortar. But you know, I just took advantage of social media platforms. I took advantage of Google.
Oh, you're 5-star right here on Google.
Yes, man. And I always encourage people, even if you don't want to buy anything, just share it, like it, promote it, because it don't cost you anything to help somebody grow in that aspect. But my customers, their input has a lot to do with, you know, me doing this. But one of the most difficult things is going through the health department because it seems that they're more geared towards brick and mortar establishment because the food trucks are the competition.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, the industry's probably against it.
Yeah, it's systemic. I can be completely honest with you. I know it's systemic because when you think about it, the National Restaurant Association,
big time money, big time lobby,
and they're comprised of restaurants, brick and mortar. There's nobody in the mobile industry on that panel. So it's kind of like saying you got a panel full of whites and the jury is black. It's you can say you're being fair, but I know that I got locked up for the same thing. This guy got locked up for, but my sentence, my punishment is different and it's more harsh. So even though you say it's okay and it's a fair system,
well, yeah, with the money and the power stagnation.
Yes, it's never good, but it just puts the stain on the image of the country that we live in.
What's worse, the cold in the winter or the heat in the summer working this thing?
Oh man, it's kind of evil because when it's cold, I can just let the heat of my fryers and stuff like that. But then sometimes it gets so cold, and this is metal. So you know it's not insulated, you know. You gotta wear thermals and 3-4 pair of socks.
You start sweating.
And sometimes you cooking with cold feet and warm hands, and then in the summertime, just again this is metal. You know you can't have air conditioning. You just gotta have a draft. So it gets hot and cold. It's about even.
Yeah. What mention this? What does it take to be successful doing what you do? What's your recipe for success?
I told some customers today they stopped by. If you don't love what you do, you know, love is like the umbrella of it all. If you don't love what you do, if you're not in love with it, then you're going to be out of context with what you're doing. Because if you love it, you're going to have the passion.
Yeah.
If you love it, you're going to wheel through it. If you love it, you're going to stick to it. You're going to be consistent. If you love it, you're going to pay attention to the details, etc., etc. So if you don't love what you're doing, you're not in love with what you're doing, then you're just trying to go along with a plan to make something happen. But a plan is so much more sweeter when it's a plan that you're in love with.
I always heard if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
And I believe that. But it's days when you like, Lord, it's a lot of work. But that's just the reality of, hey, we need to continue to take this serious. You know, not to let up. You know, stay consistent. Stay on your stuff.
Just another test like you have with your big dog.
Yes. And I look at everything as potentially a learning lesson, a learning curve.
And tell the people what was on the menu today or what's good. You know, what's typically the best this year.
Well, as you know, I was in the front page of the Ledger.
Shrimp and salmon salad, yeah.
And once I mentioned salmon, shrimp, grilled rice, I flew through it today. I sold out. That's my top seller.
That's your signature, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and a lot of people like it. I've had some people that not like it, but they not. And what I haven't told them, they've not liked it because somebody else cooked it. But I'm the owner, so I take responsibility. It's my responsibility to train and teach people. So if they're not able to get it, then ultimately it's my responsibility until it's like, okay, you just don't want to learn it or you don't want to get it.
Cool. With Jerome Lawson, Twisted Skillet is part of the Uptown Food Truck Festival, which is at Woodruff Park, down by the river, the Dillingham Bridge, from 11 to 6, I think, on Saturday. $5 to get in, and some of the best food in Georgia and Alabama, and probably further than that. Jerome, you're always a special person to me. He schooled me on what the 13th Amendment was and many other things a couple of years ago in that interview. So all the deserved success, man. Appreciate it.
Man, I appreciate you for coming down, spending time, promoting the business and promoting what is Fountain City Life?
Electric City.
Electric City Life.
Yes, sir. And you're here at Mr. B's, Wednesday through Saturdays?
Wednesday through Saturdays from 12:30 to 7, and on Saturday it's 1:30 until I sell out.
And sometimes you can just follow the smell of the barbecue smell.
Follow the smell like follow the smell like the weed heads, follow the weed smell, and they figure out who's selling it.
Yeah.
Like, I smell it over here. I'm like, the food is here. The food is here.
Somebody run over